I will give you two examples of projects of different nature, but both of which reinforce the trade connection between the region and China. Railways to transport Brazilian soybeans, railways to transport the production of copper in Peru and Chile, and of a different nature, the Chinese buying wineries in Chile and meatpacking companies in Uruguay, with the observation that the meatpacking firms in Uruguay that they have bought, they are able to trace the cattle used by the meatpacking industries. So these are two different examples. Obviously, in the case of the railroads, to guarantee the transportation of iron ore and or copper or things like those, this is to feed the old style kind of liberal division between China and the region. Namely, China sells manufacturers and buy natural resource based products. Whereas the investment by Chinese in winemaking in Chile, as well as in meatpacking in Uruguay, it reflects, let's say, the new kind of trade relationship that will grow in the future. One that is to cater to the rising middle classes in China, who are now changing habits and drinking wine and being interested in having meat that is definitely traceable to some sort of a sustainable and environmentally friendly production of cattle. Of course, the Chinese in this case think of not only exporting meat to China itself, but also to other parts of the world. Because we have to reckon to the fact that even if it doesn't show off very strongly, a deep transformation is taking place in China, is what the Chinese themselves have been calling rebalancing. The Chinese economy is gradually moving from being one based on investments in infrastructure or in housing or in big investment projects, towards one where the weight of consumption, domestic consumption, is rising as a share of GDP. They call it rebalancing, which is good news in the sense that this reflects and reinforces the rising purchasing power of households in China. And the good side of it is that China becomes a more important domestic market for the rest of the world as well. Like in this case, Uruguay selling packed meat, environmentally friendly packed meat to China. So this rebalance of China is changing the interests of Chinese investors when it comes to investing abroad.